Hello and welcome to this video where we will explore how to design and calculate the volume of detention ponds and basins in Kubla Cubed. In this video you'll learn 3 recommended methods for designing your pond. The first approach is to design a pond using elevations from a fixed datum, such as sea level. The next approach involves designing using depths from a base level like the ground. And finally, we'll look at calculating the volume of pre-designed ponds using contour lines from a site plan. So we'll start by first looking at perhaps the simplest method of designing ponds using absolute elevations. Starting with this project, you can see that it has a site plan already scaled, and I've defined the existing topography, which you can learn how to do in a previous Kubla video. To get started, we need to click on the Propose tab to open the new construction phase. Zoom into the plan for the pond, which is a simple design with the perimeter and the base elevation marked. Now click on the plus sign here and add a platform element. You could import the boundary outline from a CAD or PDF file, but for this example, we'll trace it using the left mouse button. So you can see the cursor is ready, and so all you need to do is zoom in using the mouse scroll, and using the left mouse button we can begin tracing our outline. And if you have made a mistake, just tap the backspace button to undo the previous points and then continue with your tracing. If you need to move your site plan so that you can continue the tracing, all you need to do is hold down the mouse scroll wheel and move the mouse however you require. Okay, and then the final left click, then right click to end the tracing, and click finish and OK. So then you need to specify the level of the platform on the right hand side, so just delete the automated figure and then type in 16. You can switch the view to 3D, and you might notice that the 3D view is not quite as you would expect. This is because the base area is correctly set to 16, as you can see on our cursor. However, the disturbance area exceeds the outline, as the side slopes or side batter are going from the base level boundary outwards. What we want is the opposite. We want the side batter to go from the boundary line inwards. To achieve this, click the drop-down option here next to the side batter and switch this from the default, which is external, to internal. Then the pond's perimeter will be respected and the side batter will be going from the boundary line inwards. So if the sides of your pond are shallow, you can change the batter to 1 and 2 here in the cut and fill, and you can adjust that as you require. And there you have it. You have successfully defined your pond using a platform, and the cut volume for this pond calculates at 21.54 cubic yards. Sometimes you may have a more complicated design. This project has a similar setup. However, in this case, the pond design is terraced and has multiple shelves with differing heights. So how do we approach this? What we need to do in this case is take advantage of the fact that when Kubla Cubed elements are added in the same phase, they will override each other. Keep in mind that within a single phase, elements do not cut and fill from each other, but instead combined create a single proposed surface. To create this terraced pond, we will override the elevations in the existing platform with another platform inside the area of the pond. Start by clicking the plus button, add a new platform, and trace a boundary for the inner platform with your left mouse button, as we did before. Again, hold down the mouse scroll button to move the plan so that you can see the area that you want to trace. And if you do make a mistake, you can just use the backspace key to remove the previous points, and then just keep going with your tracing. Okay, and that's the last point. Right click to complete the trace, click finish and OK, and set the level to 15 this time, and the side batter to internal. For this design, we'll set the side batter to 1 in 0.2. When working with terraced ponds, it's important to consider the intersections between platforms. If the side batter has a gentle gradient, platforms may intersect. So that's why I've set this one to a steeper gradient. Go to the 3D view and you can see that the terrace pond is taking shape. With the platform tool, you can define many different types of ponds, including those with multiple terraces and shelves. There's also a new option to change the colours by element. So for each platform, you can see that they have their own colour. This means it is easy to see that they are in the correct order. Going back to the topic of overriding, if you can't see one of the platforms, then it's in the wrong order, and you can just shift them around using the arrows. The lowest in the list is overriding the platforms above it. Okay, so until now we've been specifying elevations from a fixed datum, such as a pond at 16 foot or 100 foot above sea level. But what if you want to specify the pond's depth instead? For example, saying the pond is 5 foot deep. In this scenario, we'll use the reduce element to define your pond instead of the platform in Kubla Cubed. There is a step that we must do before we define this pond, which is to make sure that the ground is a flat plane. Now, if the ground is flat already, this step is not needed, but if it is undulating, like our surface, then you need to level it off first using a platform. The reduce element, which we will use to create our terrace pond, solely reduces the existing ground topography by a set depth. We need the base of our pond to be flat, so we must level it in a separate phase to our finished pond design. We have our site plan and existing topography ready here, so to organise our construction phases, we're going to rename this phase. So what we need to do is right-click on the Proposed One tab and click Rename. Then type the name Level Pond Area and tap Enter on your keyboard. Okay, so now we'll add a platform to level off the pond area. So click plus, then platform, and trace the outline by using your mouse. And clicking the left mouse button to make the changes in direction, and the right mouse button to end the tracing. Then click Finish and OK at the top of the screen. The platform has been given an automated level, but it must be showing completely as cut or in red to create the flat plane. We can change the level as required to create an even cut by typing the level 17.1. Check your platform in the 3D view, and once the ground is level, we can then add a new phase. So click the plus next to the tabs to add your new phase, and right-click to name it Terraced Pond. We start by clicking the plus button to open the model options and select the reduce element. Your cursor is now ready to trace the outer line by clicking on the left mouse button to define the boundary. Right-click to finish and then OK. We will rename this element to outer by double-clicking on the name reduce and typing outer. And then tap enter on the keyboard and set the depth to 1 foot, set the side batter to internal and to 1 in 0.2, just like before. In this design, we have a steeper side batter so that the terraces don't intersect. Next, repeat the process to draw the inner terrace using another reduce element. So plus, then reduce, trace your outline, right-click to finish, OK, and then rename to inner. Set the depth and the side batter. So the depth this time is 2 foot. So the way this works is this new element overrides the previous one. The calculation order is explained in another video, but for now you just need to know that any element in the same phase by default overrides the one above it in the list. It's very important to examine in 3D and to view your cross sections to make sure your pond design is as you would expect. To add a cross section, double click on the measurements and then plus, and at the bottom here we've got cross sections. So this will give us a 2D slice through of our pond. So to draw your section line. You just use the left mouse key, move your mouse across the section you wish to view, left mouse again, and then right click to end. Click finish and OK, and then you can view the cross section of your pond. You can see that the green is the existing surface that we've created in the level pond area, so that nice flat plane. And then for this phase, we've got the proposed surface of the 3 terraced pond. Don't forget, we need to consider 2 cut volumes for this pond. This one for the terraced pond, which is 33.2 cubic yards, and the flat plane that was created in the previous phase where we levelled the ground, which is 4.78 cubic yards. So that's the platform and reduce elements covered. We will now move on to the final project to define a pond designed with contour lines. Ponds that are designed with contour lines can sometimes be more complex, and so it's not recommended to define these using the platform or reduce elements like we've used before. With this plan, there is a slight berm on this pond, so it is easier to define the contour lines by using the feature surface element. For those of you that are new to Kubla Cubed, a feature surface is made up of an outline plus 1 or more elevation data features, which are added in these tabs: contours, breaklines, and points. In this example, we are going to use contour lines within an outline because that's what's been used on the plan. When it comes to a feature surface pond, we recommend using the ground level outline because it automatically specifies where the pond meets the existing ground. So if you were using the tracing method, like before, you would then click the pencil and add outlines manually, then draw and select Use Ground Levels before tracing the outline. However, in this case, we're going to import the data from the CAD file, and you can use this function when you have added a DWG or DXF file instead of a PDF for your site plan. First, click plus, feature surface, and instead of clicking the pencil, click the file and select the site plan listed. This opens a preview window. Zoom in to your plan on the preview and you can see the drawing of the pond that you want to bring into the project. Then click New Filter, and this lets you select the type of line that you want to import. Draw a square over the line that you want to import by holding down the left mouse button and moving your cursor. You can see the line type I've selected shown in the extracted data window. Double check that it is the line that you want to bring in, and in this example it selects really nicely because it's in its own layer, and then click OK. The outline of the feature surface now shows in your project, and we need to set this to use ground levels by double clicking on the outline listed on the left of the screen, and in the levels drop down set it to use ground levels. Moving on, we can import the contour lines, so select the contours tab and do the same again. So click New Filter, and this time draw the selection square over the blue contour lines to take the sample. Then click OK when you are happy with the extraction, and this time all the lines have imported and show on the left menu with their own set fixed levels, which is what we expect to see with contour lines. It's important to check the contour lines as some files import lines and points at a default value of 0 because the Z elevations in the CAD file are not always set to their true Z value. While this project does have the Z elevation set, it's good practice to check and then you can adjust if necessary. We can reset the levels by double clicking on a contour line and entering the correct value. After clicking OK, you can view in 3D and check the cross section. And there you go. Your pond is complete and the cut volume is calculated at 3008.46 cubic meters. Okay, so thank you for making it this far in the video. We now have a bonus tip for you. What if you want to know the capacity of the pond? In this bonus tip, I'll show you how to calculate the capacity of a pond using the fill volume feature in our software. To get started, add a new phase by clicking the plus tab at the bottom of the screen. This new phase will take the work from the previous phase and use it as the ground levels for your pond. Next, we want to trace, import, or copy the outline of the pond. If you want to copy the outline or a contour from the previous phase to save time, simply edit the feature surface of your pond in the second phase, select the line, click the edit menu at the top, and then copy, or just click Ctrl+C. Then in your new phase, click plus, add your platform, and click the cross to cancel the drawing. Then select the edit menu and paste, or Ctrl+V, and then click OK. Now you have your platform outline, which will match exactly. Set the platform level to the maximum level of the pond before flooding, and then select the Fill Only option. You'll notice that there is a fill outside of the pond area, which we do not want. To remove this, we can bring the pond outline in using the Offset tool. To do this, select the outline, then click the Tools button with the hammer and spanner on it, and click Offset. Click inside the existing outline, because that's the side we want the new line to be positioned, then add the distance from the original line. In this case, I will type 3 meters. We don't want to keep the original outline, so tick Delete Original, then click Finish, and you can see that the original line has been removed and been replaced with the new line. Click OK and double check the 3D view. Now the fill is only contained within the pond area. Finally, at the top of the screen, you will see the fill volume of the platform, which is 3,320.67 cubic meters, which indicates the maximum water volume of the pond. With this feature, you can easily calculate the capacity of any pond. So that's the 3 pond methods covered, using platforms, reduced elements, and features. They all work well, and we hope this leaves you well equipped to tackle a wide variety of pond design scenarios. Thank you for watching this video on detention ponds. I hope you found it helpful and informative, and we'd love to hear any questions or comments that you have. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more great content. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.